Wildcard weekend rolls right into Sunday afternoon with the San Francisco 49ers traveling to the Philadelphia Eagles at 4:30 on Fox. And not surprisingly, the Philadelphia Eagles are currently 4.5 points favorite with an over and under set at 44.5 points. The weather this weekend in Philadelphia, there's going to be some rain prior to kickoff. There's going to be a light breeze right around 45 degrees. So hopefully during game time, we're not going to have a whole lot of weather to compete with, because this could be a fun matchup. The 49ers go from having a shot at home field advantage and the number 1 seed all the way down to the 6th seed at 12-5, having to travel to the Philadelphia Eagles, who were 11-6 and the 3 seed. The 49ers this season, even with all the injuries that they have had, still had a point differential of plus 66 compared to the Eagles' point differential of plus 54. And both teams have a few guys that are banged up right now. Ricky Pearsall, unfortunately, has not been able to stay healthy all season long. And as of this recording, he is still did not practice with knee and ankle injuries. On top of that, Keon White, Trent Williams, and D. Winters are all experiencing issues as well. The good news is that Trent Williams was limited in practice, and they hope that he still is going to be able to go this week. For the Eagles, Jalen Carter up the middle would be essential to trying to stop Christian McCaffrey from running the football effectively. So if he's ready to go this week, I'm sure he'll be out there. He's been limited, so at least he is practicing in some capacity. Along with that, Dallas Goedert and Lane Johnson also both have been limited this week. All right, let's dive into the matchup edge for each position in this game. And at the quarterback position, I'm going to go ahead and give it to Jalen Hurts. And I feel like there might be some people who want to argue that point with me, but Jalen Hurts was fantastic this season. A lot of people who give him grief for being more of a runner. He was a true passer this year that could also run the ball. Jalen Hurts also is a quarterback that has won a Super Bowl already. I'll take Jalen Hurts in this matchup. The running back position is a push. If you take a look at the overall numbers from 2025, clearly it would be Christian McCaffrey, and it's not even close. But Saquon Barkley has played well over the last few weeks, and what a lot of us thought is exactly what happened. That Saquon Barkley was probably going to have his load managed a little bit throughout the season, so then when they got to the end of the year and the playoffs, he would be fresh and healthy and ready to go, and he looks fresh and healthy. And in this matchup, both of these guys are deserving of being considered top running backs. For the wide receivers, we got to give it to A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. Yes, they were up and down all season long, but the 49ers may not have Ricky Pearsall, and as much as I like Juwan Jennings, he doesn't come close to what Smith and Brown offer. I love some Dallas Goedert, but give me George Kittle at the tight end position. The dude is utilized better than almost any tight end in football when he's healthy, which unfortunately has been an issue, but he's fine right now. He's practicing and he seems ready to go. George Kittle gets the edge over Dallas Goedert. Both offensive lines are very good. This is going to be a push here. Both of these offensive lines deserve to be considered in the same capacity, basically the same way that we talked about the running back position. Each do a good job of protecting their quarterback and help open up the run game. On the defensive side of the ball, it's Philadelphia. The 49ers have had way too many injuries this season. Unfortunately for them, they are missing a lot of key players, and they've had a ton of trouble actually getting pressure on the quarterback, which is something that you have to do with Jalen Hurts. Philadelphia Eagles defense has been terrific, and I expect them to be the difference maker in this game. The Eagles can win this game if the defense shows up and plays well. If they don't, the Eagles could be in trouble. And for special teams, I'm going to give it to San Francisco. But the overall edge in this matchup goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, which really is not that big of a surprise. And even if San Francisco had finished as the number 1 seed, I would still look at this matchup exactly the same. Now, these teams wouldn't be playing each other. It would have been Seattle in this spot instead. But this is a matchup that Philadelphia probably lucked out with, because if Seattle would have come to Philadelphia, Seattle may have been the clear-cut team there. My favorite part of this show, the underdog plays. Two of my favorite plays in this matchup, beginning with San Francisco, and I'm going to go with George Kittle, going higher than 20.5 yards on his longest reception. Over his last 6 games, he has hit that mark every single game except for one. And the one game, which was last week, he hit it on the nail at 20. This is a guy that absolutely at the tight end position may be the biggest play tight end in all of football. Trey McBride is great. Brock Bowers is great. There's some good tight ends, especially this past season. But in terms of big playability, George Kittle ranks right up there as really the top tight end in being able to break those huge gains. And for the Eagles, I'm looking at the same pick'em for A.J. Brown, except I can get him at 19.5 yards for his longest reception. I'm going higher than that. He's hit that mark in each of his last 5 games. He's hit that mark in 8 of his last 10 games. And he's also hit that mark 65% of the time in his last 20 games. You can say what you want to about the inconsistencies from A.J. Brown this season, but after his temper tantrum, he has been the #1 wide receiver, and Jalen Hurts has gone his way tons of times. But even if that volume is not nearly as high as you would like, that big playability always exists with A.J. Brown. It literally takes one play to hit the over on this. And for the playoffs this year, Underdog is running a ton of promotions, and during Wild Card Weekend, you can pick any quarterback that you want to and get a free gimme pick. But if you want to take it a step further and you haven't played over on Underdog yet, go over there and sign up with code Headliners, because you're going to get an extra pick that's super special just for you for signing up. That's almost guaranteed to hit. And when you play your first $5 fantasy contest, you're going to get $75 in bonus contests. So take advantage of everything Underdog is doing right now, and let's see a ton of #GreenWaves, like we call them over in Discord. My prediction for this matchup, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to take the over at 44.5 points. This is an offense that is going to be able to take advantage of a defense that's just missing too many players. The San Francisco 49ers have dealt with injuries all over the place this season, and it is absolutely crazy that they even had a chance at the #1 seed given how many injuries they have had to deal with. But San Francisco is having trouble creating pressure right now, and when you don't do that, Jalen Hurts, when he has time to stand in the pocket and find his big-time wide receivers, he's going to make that hurt. But on top of that, he's going to be able to get out of the pocket and roam. And with Fred Warner being injured, that's going to be a huge thing for Jalen Hurts being able to pick up yards on the ground. So even if you get down to those 3rd down situations where you hold Philadelphia to 3rd and 8, 3rd and 5, Jalen Hurts being able to pick those up with his legs is definitely way more of a threat than it would have been if this defense was fully healthy. Headliner Nation, appreciate you tuning in to another video. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and let everybody know down in the comments that you're finding our channel for the first time so we can welcome you. But do me a favor, everybody, stay safe and stay healthy. Enjoy Wild Card Weekend, and I'll catch you on the next episode of the Fantasy Headliners.
Analytics.